Lego Group, as we mentioned, not that far removed from near bankruptcy. Last month, you told an audience in Connecticut, quote, "We had become a company that did not listen to our customers," end quote. Isn't that rule number one in business? What happened?
Pretty much so. I mean, we had probably had too many years of consecutive success prior to, a decade ago, and had become a little bit too introvert and probably also a little bit too ignoring the needs of our customers and our consumers.
What did the company learn from its mistakes?
Well, exactly what we've been leveraging the last 10 years, and as you alluded to, we've now had the 10th consecutive years of growth in the US, and part of that success comes from actually really understanding the needs of children, making sure that we have products that are relevant to any age and stage of children.
Did you have focus groups of kids? Did they tell you what you want?
We have focus groups of kids all the time.
Wow.
But maybe we were filtering that in a different way than we used to, or we are filtering it in a different way now than we used to, and really listening with a different ear. Because focus groups you can either listen to or you can really listen to.
Absolutely.
And I think we taught ourselves to really listen.
To make money, you had to spend money. Which areas did you target?
We spend a lot of money in the product development side. We spend a lot of money with our retail partners to make sure that the execution of the Lego brand at store level as well as online has become really interesting and appealing to shoppers and children.
You are in an industry that is constantly evolving. What are you doing to keep up? Where are you being challenged?
I don't think right now we're actually really being challenged. I think we're enjoying the time we have right now. We're having fun. I think what is really the key to our success is that constant listening, that constant being in tune. When kids want to move into the digital space, how do we move into the digital space with children instead of trying to ignore the digital space? How do we go into storytelling when kids want to go more into storytelling? And that's really been part of the success formula for us the last few years.
The Lego Friends, that's a new line that's aimed at girls. It's been growing 20% a year since it was introduced in 2012. Why did it take so long for the company to break this gender stereotype?
I don't know if it's for us it's less of a gender specific aspect, but it's more a question of actually really again listening to predominantly the girl side and then figuring out what needs do they have in the play process that might be different to the typical boy. And from that we got some fascinating insights in terms of how they play more in smaller process steps than a long building process, and then the role play dimension has to be interjected in between. And as you said, it's been a fantastic success for us. We're really proud about that.
Are you surprised at how successful it's been?
No, I'm not. I'm proud about it, but I obviously, because we did our homework, we did the true insights, and admittedly we failed in that space, 3 or 4 times, and from every failure we learned and got a little bit sharper.
What did the girls tell you they wanted?
They wanted that different building process. They didn't want to build for too long. They liked the building. The core building Lego play is exactly the same, but it's just more in smaller steps and then role play in between. They wanted a slightly different looking figurine to play with. It's also probably the two it seems very simple now,
yeah.
But obviously getting to those insights took a lot of hard work.
Sir, you mentioned the digital age just a moment ago. How has that changed your approach to how toys are made and marketed?
It's definitely changed how it's marketed. And it also is changing how it's being played with. The digital space has been important for us ever since we introduced platform games with Lego Star Wars games on Wii and Xbox and Sony PlayStation years back. And we're already there. We saw that by allowing kids to play a Lego experience in that environment, entice them to come back and do even more on the hands-on, minds-on. Because at the end of the day, we are not a digital company. We are a hands-on, minds-on, tactile company, and our product is. And by figuring out how we can allow children to interact seamlessly between those two worlds is one of the ways that has been very successful.
What does it mean for you personally to see a child playing with Legos, to see the creative process starting to take hold? Because I see that with my own son, where you see sometimes they'll go away from the instructions and they make their own toys, and then you're thinking engineer, you're thinking architect, you see the wheels starting to turn.
Most of us go to work at the Lego Group go to work every day with a mission to inspire the builders of tomorrow. We believe in the importance of developing creativity and allowing children to use their imagination. So seeing that focused moment, we call it the joy of building, the pride of creation, is immensely important to us. That's why we go to work.